Hi, in my thread of responding to things I see on social media, I'm going to continue that today with Leah Taverley's new video called Woman Up or GTFO. It was posted yesterday, July 26th. She said about 2/3 through, I don't even want to be a radical feminist anymore because of the way, what did she say? Because so many of you aren't doing shit for the cause or something like that. I don't want to be a radical feminist anymore because of the way that none of you want to do anything for the cause. Something along those lines. That's a little bit of a paraphrase. Anyway, I really responded to that because I could not agree more. I have struggled, I'd say, in the last year with the words radical feminist because I don't see so many of the women who call themselves radical feminists or rad femmes don't want to do anything radical, don't have a radical thought in their heads, don't take any kind of radical actions. And it seems to me that the term radical feminist has been obviously significantly watered down to rad femme, and from rad femme you get women who don't seem to know anything at all about actual radical feminist theory, and they seem to think, well, I don't support trans politics, I don't like porn, and I'm against prostitution, so I guess I'm a rad femme. And it's like, no, because then as soon as you present anything that's actually radical in nature, something like female separatism, leaving men, not birthing children, especially male children, women-only spaces, including free from your male children, stopping having sex with men, stopping marrying men, abortion as healthcare for teenagers, things like that are actually radical thoughts in a heteropatriarchy. As soon as you present those kinds of thoughts, you get a ton of blowback and pushback from women who are freaking out about how mean that is and how they make the choice to partner with men and they can't go on in a life without any love. And it's like, no one has asked you for that. But you're thinking about it in a heteropatriarchal way. So yeah, I just wanted to respond to what Leah had said there because I completely relate to that. That it's hard to want to embrace the term radical feminist these days because so much of what is out there as radical feminism or rad femmes are women who are completely embracing patriarchy in many ways, but they just don't like trans people, so they think that they're rad femmes, and that's what like the majority of people see as radical feminism without knowing anything about the theory behind it, about what real radical feminism is. And so it's frustrating to be like associated with that. I've taken to using the words lately female liberationist, because I just don't it's hard to associate yourself with so-called rad femmes and radical feminists when they're not radical in any way. They're primarily heterosexual women who they talk a lot about choice and how women have choices to wear makeup, women have choices to wear high heels, women choose to marry men, women choose to be mothers. I've even seen a lot of so-called radical feminists talking about how they and most women can't and won't ever be fulfilled until they birth and have a child to raise. It's like, in what world are you a radical feminist? What? It's yeah. So yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this. Just an off-the-cuff reaction to what I heard Leah say in her video. It's around the 3:55 minute mark. I actually have it paused right now because I just paused it and grabbed my phone to start recording this. I haven't even finished the video yet. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with the term radical feminism or radical feminist or rad femme. It's way too watered down. It's hard to want to call myself that because the massive like representation of what radical feminism is to the general person looking in is just women who don't like trans people, and it's like, it's way more than that. And actual radical thoughts are met with like major resistance from so-called rad femmes. So yeah, I don't know, if anyone wants to, feel free to comment what you think about the term. I still use it because it's like the simplest, and people like usually get kind of what you mean. It's just ugh. And then if like, because I do use the words female liberationist, but then people are like, well, what does that mean? And sometimes you just like don't want to deal. But yeah, the term radical feminism has become completely watered down or misappropriated or misrepresented, and it's really frustrating dealing with so-called radical feminists who reject actual radical feminist thought and talk about how mean you are or unempathetic you are, or how women have choices. And it's like, yeah, but like Leah said in her video, you are often making the wrong choices. So yeah, that's where I'm at with this. I will maybe post another video soon, who knows? Depends on if I see something that I want to react to. That seems to be the way this account is going, so perhaps I'll keep it up. Okay, thank you. Bye.